And this is One News Now. House Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano is under fire for allegedly railroading the passage of the 2021 national budget. Deliberations for the proposed 4.5 trillion peso budget came to a close yesterday, with Cayetano kneeling and bowing his head, while other lawmakers solemnly prayed over him. But not everyone is at peace with how the budget was approved. Marinduque Representative Lord Alan Velasco sounded the alarm over the hasty approval of the GAA, as well as the questionable suspension of the plenary session until November 16. Velasco said House members were not given ample time to scrutinize the budget of various government agencies. In effect, Velasco said the 2021 national budget was approved on second reading without going through the required budget process and procedure, which constitutes sponsorship of the GAA. Amendments and crucial discussions with various government agencies. Worse, the lawmaker claims that the approved budget contains, quote, glaring and blatant inequities in the district budget allocations, where the lion's share only went to Cayetano's allies and minions. In a statement, Velasco slammed Cayetano's supposed desperation to stay in power, which purportedly prompted him to bastardize Congress and the Constitution that he swore to uphold. Buhay Party List Representative Lito Atienza seconded this, saying several lawmakers were trying to raise questions and objections in the hybrid session. However, Atienza claimed that no one was allowed to unmute themselves on Zoom, so all their objections were thrown out the window. Atienza says this only proves that Cayetano will do everything to stay in power. The party list representative said Cayetano no longer cares about constitutional integrity and is just trying to hang on to his position despite already losing ground and majority support. And Negros Oriental Representative Arnolfo Teves is also slamming Cayetano for alleged irregularities in his bid to retain the speakership. In an interview with 1PH's Sa Totoo Lang, he said he was also muted during the vote on Cayetano's offer to resign as House Speaker. Teves said he sought to raise a point of order just before votes were counted on Cayetano's resignation. However, Teves said everyone who attended the session through teleconferencing were muted. Teves also questioned the actual counting of votes, which showed that 184 lawmakers voted to reject Cayetano's proposal to step down, while only one voted in favor of it. The legislator claims it's impossible that only one lawmaker voted to accept Cayetano's resignation when his supposed successor, Lord Alan Velasco, has a sister in the lower house.
Who are you fooling, Alan Henry? Don't give us that crap. Sana naman lang inisip nila na may kapatid si Alan, ginawa nilang si Lord, ginawa nilang dalawa. Huwag niyong baguhin yung Pilipinas.
Sisingit ako.
Ako, bukod na, kanto boy lang ako. Pero, akong tao, matino akong kausap, meron akong isang salita. Tulad nila, highfalutin words, wala namang palabra di honor.
Pulse Asia President Ronnie Holmes is defending the integrity of its September survey, which showed that President Duterte continued to enjoy massive approval from Filipinos. Speaking to One News's The Chiefs, Holmes said the public is not holding the president directly accountable for COVID-19 and its effects on the country. Recall that Duterte gained the highest approval rating of 91%, both in trust and performance ratings among the top national officials. And this raised plenty of skepticism from the public, especially in light of the pandemic and corruption allegations in various agencies and departments of the government. But the Pulse Asia president says it's not the first time that a chief executive managed to evade direct blame for the questionable acts of his subordinates. He pointed out that former President Noynoy Aquino also enjoyed impeccable public trust despite corruption claims that cast doubt on the integrity of his appointees. Holmes added that the timing of the survey may have affected the public's perception of President Duterte at the time.
Ang pananaw ng karamihan diyan, ang marami diyan na nagsasabing aprobado, nagtitiwala sa Pangulo, naniniwala sila na ang Pangulo ginawa niya ang kanyang tungkulin. Nagsagawa siya ng quarantine o tinatawag na lockdown, nagbigay siya ng social amelioration support. The social amelioration support came in 2 rounds, right? At the time that we conducted the survey, we should also note this down. Many of the places in the country were already in MGCQ and GCQ. So kumbaga nakahinga na.
We're going to pause for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Keep it here on One News. Good morning. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The MMDA suspended its Pasig River Ferry service due to the alarming number of water hyacinths that showed up in the river. The water hyacinths clogged the river and prevented the ferry boats from operating properly. The agency says the water hyacinths came from Laguna Lake and are multiplying at a rapid rate due to the rains. The MMDA says it's deployed teams to continue clearing operations today to reduce the volume of water hyacinths in the Pasig River. Recall the MMDA just resumed ferry service on September 28 to shuttle authorized persons outside residence to and from work. And Davao City is launching a new system to implement a contactless and paperless contact tracing system for arriving passengers. To tell us all about that, we have Jem Avancenia joining us live all the way from Davao City. Hi, Jem. When are we going to see this QR code in action? Right.
Sean, starting today, some passengers of Davao-bound flights will be required to secure a QR code by filling out an online arrival form after they are issued boarding passes at the airport of origin. The city government of Davao has kicked off its 5-day test run as a preparation for the mandatory submission of online forms and QR codes beginning October 12. The new protocol aims to ensure contactless and paperless data recording of all arriving passengers. Davao City Health Officer Dr. Josephine Villafuerte said this system will boost the city's contact tracing efforts as they could easily identify the possible close contacts of a passenger who would test positive for the virus. She also added that the new system will streamline testing and assignment of holding facilities for arriving passengers. The health officer hopes that passengers will cooperate as the system only aims to give them a safer and hassle-free arrival here in the city. In a radio interview last week, Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte mentioned that they are planning to implement the QR code system not only for the arriving passengers but also to all the residents of the city. Sean, as of yesterday, 47 new cases of COVID-19 are recorded here in Davao region. 4 of those new cases are locally stranded individuals who recently arrived here in Davao International Airport. Sean?
All right, Jem, just to bring some clarity or more clarity to the new process, after passengers secure their unique QR codes, exactly when will they need to use it for and where will it be scanned? Will this be scanned anywhere, like when they go into the grocery, into the drugstore, into restaurants maybe?
Sean, these QR codes will be scanned once they arrive here in Davao International Airport. And aside from the contact tracing, this will be used for the holding facility assignment of those passengers who are subject for swab testing. Sean?
All right, so this QR code, should passengers secure it before their flights to Davao or when they get there? If, for example, they have not heard or not tuned into this news program, will there be people there prompting them to download or to get this QR code that is unique to them? And what happens if they don't have a phone that is capable with this kind of technology?
Sean, after they will be issued boarding passes at the airport of origin, they will be advised to fill out the online arrival form of the city government of Davao. And after that, they will be issued a QR code. And in case they do not have a cell phone, they will be assisted by those personnel in the airport of the origin. Sean?
All right, thank you very much for that update all the way from Davao City. Jem Avancenia of News 5. And Cebu and the Visayas Islands have jointly been named as a top island destination in Asia in this year's Naste Travelers Reader's Choice Awards. Cebu and the entire Visayas were recognized as one entry, although Boracay, which is in Western Visayas, was a separate entry that clinched the 6th spot in the International Travel Magazine's ranking. Palawan and Siargao also made it to Asia's top 10, taking the 4th and 5th spots. Last year, the Philippine Islands took 3 of the top 5 islands in Asia. Boracay was number 1, Cebu and Visayas took 2nd place, and Palawan was number 4. The latest Conde Nast travel rankings come just in time with the country's top tourist spots like Boracay reopening its doors and ports to tourists after an almost 6-month lockdown. You can now enjoy the new way of learning at home because DepEd TV is available for free for all Signal and satellite subscribers. Tune in to Channel 149 for Signal and Channel 189 for satellite. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.